All right, hello everybody, and welcome on back. I think I was just gonna do one more and then get to doing some other stuff tonight. But my latest project and idea, and again, this is one of those standing on shoulders types things. Like I'm gonna try to put together as much of this as I can, and then the rest kind of has to go from there. While we talk about this, let's go ahead and I mean, and that's not to say like I'm not going to do anything. Like I will do as much of it as I can, but like I mean, the obvious thing is the funding. So, but that's the thing. But so basically, I have no idea what the name for it would be, but I'm thinking like a micro level, a microtransactional level way of doing a charity network worldwide where projects could be upvoted. Excuse me, hold on. And so with that, like the more we can get to absolute transparency and absolute involvement from the common person on how the funds are dispersed and how like and who does it too. Like and there could even be a system where you have to volunteer for so much time within the program doing any of the projects to be eligible to vote for the projects. So right there, there's several different ideas that you could get your well, not get your hooks in, like, because it has. I'm trying to make it like sound as appealing as possible, but at the same time, you need to make it incentivized to where people want to get on board, because that's the problem with Pay It Forward. So for anyone who doesn't know, Pay It Forward was this very good movie, very sad, but very good movie where this little kid. No spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Ooh. Also, I think I need to redo this because doing that every time is kind of dangerous and not good. So to fix that, or one way to fix that would be just do that, and then, phew. All right. Oh man, sorry, I'm just doing a slow burn about some other stuff going on. But anyways, so we got that. So every now and then you can make one of these. Although you need to be careful if you do this, then just be aware of that because jumping into the pool, you might have obstacles. So I don't know. Well, the pool is still viable. Like even if it's just a little bit. Like when I was doing the other ones, I usually like pour a bucket of water off the side. So, anyways, we have some more water. We'll keep building this one. But the charity network, and I was even kind of joking around, like thinking about like having a chuckle, like, whoa, we could call it Skynet, like the Sky Network. So for anyone who doesn't know, Skynet was, actually, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, Terminator. Like that's where artificial intelligence took over and like tried to rule the world. But I don't know, which is still a concern. There's a lot of committees that meet about that, and there's a lot of goings-ons with governments and such. So, I mean, I don't know how much to really buy into, like how dangerous it would be, um, because I think if it was really well done, it would be able to analyze that people are people, and I mean, so I could see it being like out of balance if it was like for the greater good of all life, but as long as we kept everything programming for the greater good of all people, this is still put in directives to like not execute anything else, like still respect life or leave those kinds of decisions to the human operator or something like that. So, and have fail safes, plenty and plenty of fail safes. But I don't know. I mean, I think I like to think that everybody is well, I say that, but some of the best viruses were accidents. Like they accidentally got out of the lab or something, or so. I don't have specific examples, but I just heard stories in class of. Oh, let's see. This is just so bizarre. Oh, I guess that makes sense. So if I can only see two little layers of bricks, then it's fine. Because technically, I should see four layers of bricks, like one, two, three, four, kind of like 4 blocks worth, mini blocks. So, anyways, so that's one. Oops. And now that'll float on down. Okay. But either way, I mean, because then I feel like people would have more control over, like, well, I don't know. There's a lot of customizational options about it, but the point is to keep it as cheap as possible on the development side. Like this would have to be so something I saw. I tried to participate in, but I didn't really actually help. So I mean, I definitely don't claim this by any means, but it was like a developer code give back day or something like that. And I went to it thinking that I would try to help, but basically I wasn't skilled enough to do it. Now, like, I'd have to look it up and see if they still need help or something like that to like really feel good about that situation. But the idea is like if you were to reach out to developers and stuff like that, this could be, or well, just nonprofits, and that's what Free Code Camp does. Is they insist that you, for part of the your electronic portfolio, that you build some stuff for some nonprofits. Let's see, and even this, I don't know. So this platform is only going to be good for like this area. So I guess we'll just keep building them every time we need it. But then I don't know. And we'll get the so basically like I don't know. There is still a point to the pool, but a lot of it was nullified by doing that. Oh, there are monsters. Ah, ah. Oh, oh, that's probably from up high. Yep. Of course, there are monsters nearby. Oh well. Didn't get a lot of bamboo. I'm trying to think. Let's see. We have. Oh, we've got enough. Wait, maybe. Yeah. All right. Never mind. Oops. We can keep on going. So I don't know. Like the only thing I say that is because yes, we have charity outfits. We have things like Goodwill and all that. And while that helps, I mean, I've just seen like some disturbing things, like how they keep a lot of the money, and it doesn't actually go towards like helping the communities. Like it gets tangled up in different things. Like yes, they have to pay the people that work at those places, but at the same time, do they really? Because if we made it standard to where everybody does a certain amount of time in their lifetime of volunteering, like it's just something that you have to do. I mean, that defeats the purpose of volunteering. It's not the definition of volunteering, but like public service. I mean, it doesn't have to be military. I really feel like we're getting to the point where we're not going to need militaries anymore. It's really close. Like we just gotta get past these last couple of squabbles, and then I mean, at least we'll probably still keep the weapons in case aliens or something. But like once we get to a point where we no longer fear each other, like even on this earth, then we can relax a lot on that. And really, guns should be outlawed anyway because if you think about it, I mean, once we no longer have to worry about people taking over, 'cause, like that's really the only justification I can think for having them anymore. Because like, yeah, even America breaking away from England, like that. There is the argument to be said, like without that, there wouldn't have had all this innovation and all that. But there's a lot of death around that. I don't know. But then that's kind of an interesting thought. Like, what if we just declared India, or not, sorry, not India, England, the winner, and India the loser because of that, but like, and everyone else the loser, and then just see what they would have done? I don't know. I don't think it would be all that bad. Like, I mean, I am a proud American. I'm glad of what we can do, but we did it because we got a lot of land really quick. And who's this we? Like, I didn't do any of that either. Like, so, but the people of the time. Let's see. So now we got this. Yeah, this is gonna look a little strange. It's just gonna have these little slits, which actually might be kind of cool. Ugh. I'm just thinking about like after I make multiple layers, what's it gonna look like on the side? It's gonna have just this one little line. Yeah, that is gonna look cool. All right, but it is tedious. So but it's relaxing. Oops. Just a happy little mob grinder here in the corner. And it needs a happy little friend, more layers of the mob grinder. Bob Ross was a legend. Long before Rick Ross. And for much different things. uh, Although really when you think about that, like gangster rap and like drug dealing and all that, like it's still the human condition, just like what happens when they have to kind of scrape and make alternative methods to quote unquote survive or really thrive. Because I mean, surviving, yeah, you could fit like so many hundreds of thousands of people to square footage of like a warehouse arena with just beds and maybe showers every, like you could really, if you're just talking about survival, but no, we're talking about thriving, thrival, but because really that's like that should be our measure of comfort before moving on, before we continue to expand outward. Like, although in a perfect world, yeah, but that's not going to be the case. I mean, it's not going to happen uniformly. And I don't know. I mean, you hear all these things about population problems and then, or population overcrowding. Oh, those witches just sound different almost. Which I don't think the noises are different from texture packs, but that would be interesting if they were. All right, so I need to get. Whee! It's a lot more exciting the more levels you get up, but I'm actually probably running short of cobblestone. That's rare. All right. So I don't know. Anyways, the whole charity thing, like just like instantly. So an example in college, I did a project basically with the whole class. Like we built a bunch of pet adoption websites, and part of the criteria was is they and this was a big partner project. We switched partners a couple times through to kind of like simulate working on software development teams and project teams that would gain members, lose members, shift whatever, just to be more dynamic. Whoops. And they had to talk to each other to see if they were available. And and so that was through some JSON, some Ajax. Anyways, I would have to look it up again to do it again. And I do want to like that's part of the stuff that I want to do. Maybe even do it like on camera, develop this like charity net, and then basically make a website, you know, from the ground up, from stuff that I learned at freecodecamp.com. So free education. And again, all they ask is, and actually you should get on their mailing list too, because if you really need any project ideas to get your resume going, that's the place to do it. Is like, because they email you so much useful stuff. Yeah. Um, all right, now comes the question, slabs or no slabs? I think we decided, actually we're going to do that. So let's see how that looks. I mean, it's going to look pretty cool either way, but it has to kind of be uniform. Otherwise, like, I don't know, just look weird. Of course, I guess it doesn't matter too much. I'm not quite that. Oh, so slabs or no slabs? I mean, like thinking, let's get more water. Let's just keep building. Let's continue going and going. Because I mean, it is going to look cool making that whole skyscraper. But again, this is one of those things that I might do off camera. Because oh, and then that's not do the risky business. Okay. All right. So. Okay. I think this is how I did it. As I'm just going on about like, I mean, it's kind of hard to count, but yeah. So I'll make like one layer all the way across to like seal off that, and then we're done with that section. And then it's like starting new, build the new section. And also what's cool with this design is like every level that you build is another level that's covered. So then, I don't know. Like I haven't seen it actually or paid attention, but like I like to think that the mobs would keep, like start spawning, but then I don't know. I also would have to see like what the light levels are at each spot because like it's gonna come through in the like here it's coming through in those four spaces, but pretty open. But then as we continue to fill this up, that's gonna be less so. Sorry, I was also just thinking about light and how color is like the reflection of light. So the color that we see that hits our eyes is what's bounced off of light sources. And then how like The Giver was on the book ban list or something. The Giver is such an amazing book. It's so like I don't want to spoil it. So spoilers, if you haven't read The Giver, uh pause this video, go read it, and then yeah. But other spoilers are okay. So now that we've gotten the spoilers out of the way, it's all about seeing color. Like that's it. Like they can't, and they're trying to describe what it is. So they live in like a black world or grayscale world where there's not color, and it's just the way that they describe it. It was such a cool book. Like, but I think I understand why it was banned, which is kind of like ridiculous. Like, if you're really trying to keep things from changing, if you really like the way things are and you don't want things to change, like even despite like all the killing and the starving and all this, and like, and maybe that's rightfully so because you're not as aware of it. You're just aware of your own little bubble. And I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to like figure out how people can see these things and be like, hey, why aren't we all fixing all this? And like, well, and a lot of it is because like we work so hard and we're all in our own little world, so that's understandable. But like the more and more uh, attainable it becomes, I feel like it should be shifting more towards like the more people want to join in and do that. So we shall see. I mean, for now though, I just want to build like a website and kind of dust off my website building skills, which there were very few to be had in the beginning, but yeah. We could do it on a code pen to start off, just to kind of show the, which is, yeah, that's another thing. So if you do freecodecamp.com, they introduce you to CodePen, which, and I remember I had some friends in college that were doing that, and I kind of heard them talking about it, but at the time I was so busy on just trying to finish the schoolwork that I didn't even have time in my head or space in my head for, doing all these challenges and like getting these badges and stuff, but it is really fun. Let's see. So there we go. That's another, oh, that's another layer. So, and as that goes up and up and up, I don't know. Already I can see, oh, I guess I do have, it's going to be scary doing the ladder up that high. Because if it glitches and I fall, then that's death. Yeah. That is definitely the parrot doing these noises. All right, have we gotten anything? Just that one cobblestone. We should also make sure this is all lit up too. Can I do this here? Yeah. As I'm saying that, maybe we should go ahead and do that. Tarzan. Let's go light up this hillside a little bit because I keep getting shot by these skeletons. It's, just got to place a few. Oh, wait. As I have a torch right there. Oh. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but at least getting him like farther away so there's less of a chance that I'll... Oh, hello. Oh, I couldn't move back, so it was like it's gonna happen. All right. Well, anyway. Lazy using an axe for that. Like, let's put a torch there. uh, all right. Ah. Where was that from? Oh, there. Hiding under a tree, just enjoying the shade, huh? All right. So, did that, got another layer. How we doing on time? Yeah. Yeah, we got some time. All right, rather than start on a whole nother layer, let's see. All right, yeah, we'll gear up for that. So, but anyway, let's talk about the ins and outs of the app, or I guess app or service or system or what have you, like the project, the open source project foundation, whatever you want to name it, and then you know. So, oh, this could be bad. I'll make sure that there aren't more holes. Yep, that's a hole like that. And now, I feel like I fix it every time. That means that's 3 times that an Enderman just happened to snatch a block that would free its friends. Like, that really does. I mean, once, okay. Twice, ooh, that's a pretty interesting coincidence. But, like, 3 times, I swear I'm not coming over here and, like, taking them apart. Like, I just. I mean, I guess I could have to make a gimmick and trick people with these videos, but I didn't really have the planning to do any of that. Nor would I want to, too, because as entertaining as those are sometimes, it's like the real or fake, and then it has you questioning, like, everything. Granted, like, you should understand that everything, well, what's real and what's not real online, but what's even more alarming is what is real, and then, oh, jeez, that was a bad name drop. Unintentional, by the way. This reminds me of that Rick and Morty episode where Morty's like, you get drunk and you start talking about Israel. And he's like, wait, in what context? In what way? Like, am I in favor of Israel? Am I like, he's just so worried about what's said. And I don't know. It's just, again, it goes back to resources and managing resources, leadership, different countries, different nations, trying to protect their image. It's, and the more we communicate this stuff, the more we figure, and the more we accept that we are all people. Because that's the other thing too. It's not that's like, it's not gonna happen overnight, but at the same time, like, it's gonna take some time because people are stuck in their ways. That whole inertia thing, which it's, wait, what are we building? This and then this and this and these. All right. That parrot, it's ridiculous because I know, like, I expect it coming from here. Like, that's fine, but all of the sounds make it sound like it's coming from the parrot. So this whole time I'm doing this stuff, I feel like there's just a bunch of mobs that are gonna, like, fall down on me, or they're gonna, oh, ow, oh, fancy. Did you forget I was here? Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, if you can convince it to hit the creeper and not me. Oh well. Oh shoot. Ah! How about you? No. No. We've been invaded. That is not good. Ow. Ow. Jerk. I didn't think that creeper would trigger, so lesson learned. We're learning things. Of course there's monsters nearby. Okay. Ah. Okay. Are we good? That's so the spiders don't get through. Hey, you. Yeah, that's right. Okay. That would be better if the parrots started doing those noises. Oh. Oh! That's the mob grinder working. I was like, oh, that sounds like they spawned. Oh. Well, anyways. So the first one fell. Oh, and a couple spiders, it looks like, too. Nice. Actually, I suppose if we were to go way down into the mines, they would spawn too. Because the trick is, I'm pretty sure there's a radius. Like, they don't spawn within a certain amount. Oh, there's the alarm anyway. So, um, but yeah. So that's the idea. We didn't really talk much about developing it. Like, really, there's the HTML, the CSS for the actual website. And then you would need some, like, we did it in PHP, which is kind of becoming outdated. I really should do it all in JSON, or not JSON, Node.js, because I got a whole book, because I wanted to expand. Well, this was back when I was still looking for my next role. I got a book on Node.js, and you can really do everything in JavaScript. So you can make the server, the back end, the front end, like the entire thing out of JavaScript with Node.js. So I want to take a look at that and see, But I mean, yeah, PHP is good to know. But at some point, I feel like we're all just same with like the plugs, how they're all becoming more universal. Like all the languages and stuff are becoming more universal or more user friendly or easier to use. So I don't know. And the way that everybody's learning it, yeah, it'll be interesting. So, all right, well, that's good for this one. That's exciting that that thing's already starting to produce some, and that's only with 2 layers. Like, I mean, to really get the effect, you'd have to go all the way up or all the way down, so you're far enough away from it. But that's why I like build at least like 10 layers, maybe 15 layers, and then go to the top and just sit up there, and then it just has tons of mobs falling down. You end up getting these like stacks of arrows. Although I say that, I could just go to the nether, go all the way back to the main base and I have tons of arrows and all that. So, I don't know. If we get to that point, we get to that point. But for now, that's all for this one. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Ta-ta.